Hello everyone, and welcome to Talking Japanese Plastic. Today we're taking a look at Kamen Rider Gaim, Arms Change 08, Zangetsu Melon Arms. Well, Energy Melon Arms. This guy is neat. I'm happy to have at least one of the energy guys. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up Jinba Lemon Arms at some point. I love that head sculpt. He's done up in white, black, and gold. Looks lovely in it. I'm guessing it's mostly the same body as regular Zangetsu. I don't know. We'll see if I ever am able to land him. It's got the Genesis driver. Well done. With the little tri-split melon, which is nice. I'm wondering if they release the other guys, if they'll have the corresponding things in there, if they'll just use the same ones. Other than that, nice. Nothing about the belt. Nowhere to put the Muso saber like some of the other guys. Same articulation as everyone else. Oh, he's gonna sit down for a second. Nothing too fancy on the box. This is off our Lockseed vehicles. I'll have the Dandelion in a little bit. There. Jinba Lemon Arms. Or the Jinba Arms in general. I really want that set. Hope I can pick it up at some point. Nothing else too fancy. The boxes are pretty simple. Some nice action shots on them. Hold on a sec. We are going to tilt down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. So, Arms Change guys, figures, they're nice enough on their own. But you're really getting them for some fancy fruit. Here is the Melon Energy, or the Energy Melon, whatever you really want to call it. It doesn't hold as nicely as the other guys. There's some wobbliness in here. This whole thing's a little off. It doesn't plug into place down here, but you can kind of see there's this little post that sticks out, and there's a little notch in here that it sits in that helps you figure out it's in the right place. Not much else to say about it in this form. It's a little weird looking, but overall it works. Let's get this guy all attached up. Come on. Yeah, sometimes I forget. Due to the way their faces work, they all have like the crest. A lot of them have a crest or something up there. You gotta make sure you get it into this, the front half of the face has to go in this section here. I tend to mess that up a lot. But, there we go. Melon Energy sitting on his head. Then, the easiest thing to do is to pull this down first, and as you might be used to, you fold that up. There's a little tab sticking out in the back, and there's a little place for that tab to go. It doesn't connect. Oh, there it kind of goes. Nah, but it tends to just pop back out. I'm sure there's some way I might be able to sand something down to get that, but it's not too big a deal. It doesn't flop around or anything, so you don't need it to connect in. Next part, I'll pull this down, flip it on the back. Pretty standard. It's got slightly weird shape due to the way the armor works, but other than that, pretty standard stuff. And this, you fold all the way over. This part folds up, and there's actually, you can see this little protrusion, this little fin, goes into a little channel there. And this part folds all the way down, and that little post I pointed out, there's actually a slight little divot down in here where that sits. And there we have Zangetsu Melon Arms. Or Energy Melon Arms. Sorry about that. Would you sit? I think it's fine. Alright. Shoulder was kind of popping up a bit. And I like this. I like the energy arms for everyone. Or all 4 of the guys who have them. It's weird at first, the asymmetry, but I get it because their weapon is... Darn you! There we go. So the weapon is the Crazy Energy Bow. I don't remember if it has a fancy name or not right now. It probably does. It's Tokusatsu. Everything's got a fancy name. I like this a lot. It's got the place where you would put the lock seed. It's got the blue for using it as like a blade, and it actually can actually pull the string back. And these guys are hinged, and you can wobble this a little up or down, however you like. But it's really, this gives some slight hinges here. We get that, which I'm really happy about. I really like that you can actually extend it. I mean, I'm thinking, I think I've seen toys that came with like a bow as the main weapon, and there's like a standard one that you can have stored, and then they might come with one that looks like it's mid-draw. So it's nice to have one that actually just does that. There is a doodad on the back. I'm not entirely sure what to call that. But if you can plug that into this part here, and get that off camera real quick, because it can be tricky. Nope, I popped them off. There we go. And he can store it on his back, which is just nice, useful, helpful. I'm guessing if all the other guys would do this as well. Posability is great. You know, it's good. It's the same as all the other guys. I'm really digging the orange and green, especially the translucent orange. You know, it just looks nice. I think overall he does a pretty good job. Hold on a sec. I'm going to see if I can get him posed with this. Looking kind of cool. And there we go. We've got Energy Melon Arms here, or Zangetsu Energy Melon Arms, wielding the bow. Got him posed so it looks like he just fired it. It's a little tricky to get the bow posed properly. The hands aren't really made to hold something that goes in that manner. But it still works out fine. You can still get some nice poses out of it. Hold on a sec. I will do another cut and we will get to what he looks like on the Tulip Hopper. And there we go. He's on the Tulip Hopper. Now, I'd like to say I have, since my last review, I've caught up a little more on some Gaim episodes, and the Tulip Hopper is not as lame as I thought it was. I'm still not too happy with a toy of it, and I still think it looks really goofy, but after having seen it in the show, it actually is pretty cool, and they use it pretty effectively. I still think this whole thing, the actual like arm for the lock, is dumb, but apparently this right here is some kind of scope. I don't know. It's still goofy and weird, but they actually made it seem pretty cool. It can kick some butt. Zangetsu looks pretty cool on it. Zangetsu looks pretty cool a lot of the time, really. And there you go. There's him on the Tulip Hopper. Not a lot of posability and stuff you can do with the Tulip Hopper. It'd be nice if these joints down here worked, because that's kind of what in the show makes it seem a little less goofy. Because with this set of joints, moving the feet around looks kind of weird and dumb, but with these actually freed up to move on their own, this thing moving around makes a lot more sense. So that's him on the Tulip Hopper. Let's see. Let's switch off with Curt Hogg first. And there we have the two of these guys switched. They look pretty good with each other's armor. Zangetsu actually looks pretty good with the Curt Hogg armor. Hold on a sec. Tilt this up slightly. He looks pretty good with it. The head looks... Hold on a sec. I think the head looks really good with this helm. It just works. And the yellow in the eyes actually still works with the yellow and gold on top. The white with the brown looks nice. He looks decent with the weapon. Pretty good switch. Looks pretty good with that armor. Curt Hogg actually looks pretty cool with the energy armor, too. Or the Energy Melon armor. let me see if I can get this, because when you get the light... my lighting is not good enough for this. But the orange in there is just fantastic. And he looks pretty good. Though, the helmet's a little off, mainly because his head is such a smooth, round head. Also, this is the loosest I've ever seen one of these things. I mean, just while moving him around, I was accidentally, like, slopping this around and almost knocking it off. Maybe that's just, his head. Because it sits on Curt Hogg, or sits on Zangetsu perfectly. You know, nice and tight, no problem at all. So, not a bad switch. Next, we're going to switch Zangetsu and Gaim. And here we're back with these guys, with Zangetsu and Gaim switched. Again, they look pretty good with each other's armor. Zangetsu, the orange just works. I mean, he's white and black with some gold, so I mean, it's not that hard to match all that together with the orange. I guess the blue of the Dai Maru might stick out a little bit, but it's dark enough and it's close enough to black that it kind of all evens out. I again dig the helmet on him. You know, the little crest bits that come off of Gaim's helmet really go and work with his facial crest. Pretty good overall. Zangetsu seems to look good with everything so far. And Gaim's looking pretty good in the Energy Melon armor. Not gonna lie. I like it. Though, again, this is the loosest. Look, I didn't have to... That's barely any force at all, and his helmet's just coming off. It's... Like, watch this. I can pick this guy up by the helmet. I am only using the little frills on the side of the helmet for that. I try to pick the frills up on this, and Gaim just loses his helmet. So I guess that's just that. It's just maybe a little bit bigger. I guess it's not hugging the head as tightly. It's still got the little peg that goes into the top of the head, but that seems to be the only thing really that is plugging it in. He looks good with the bow. He looks good in the armor. It's pretty cool overall. Pretty happy with it. Hold on a sec. I'll get everyone back to their original forms and we'll show all three of them off at once for the close. And there we have it. Here's all three of my arms chain sets in their original setups, all posed together. They're looking fantastic. I can't wait to get more of these guys in. Zangetsu Melon Arms, I definitely recommend you pick him up if you're into these guys. He's a great looking figure. He's... Of all the energy guys, he's... I don't want to say the best, but he's the first and probably the most dynamic and effective. And it's just a great looking figure. And the white, gold, and black of his base suit seems to go with everything so far. So that's a nice bonus. Yeah, so this has been Lincoln for Talking Japanese Plastic. I will see you guys next time.